Hello. Welcome to Snuggle Up Sundays with Miss Artistani. How is everyone and how was your beautiful weekend? I have a classic book for this evening. I'll tell you a little secret here. Probably your mom's, dad's, grandma's, grandpa's, probably grandmas and grandpas more so than moms and dads will know this book or these books. This book was written before I was born, but I know this book from my childhood. It was a series, and it was a good one. Now, some people will call it two different names, the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears, and The Messy Room by Stan and Jan Berenstain. Berenstain. It's up in the air. But this, my friends, is a classic. I actually have a closet full of these books and different titles. So, The Berenstain Bears in the Messy Room. Shall we begin? The opening says, when small bears forget to pick up, store, and stash some of their favorite things end up in the trash. Uh-oh. Go. From the outside, the Bears' treehouse, which stood beside a sunny dirt road deep in bear country, looked ever neat and well kept. The flower bed sparkled with red, yellow, and blue tulips. The woodwork was freshly painted and in good repair. The grass was cut and the vegetable patch was properly weeded. Even the birds' nests that perched on one of the treehouse branches was well trimmed. The inside of the bear's treehouse was neat and clean, too. The pictures were straight, the piano was dusted, and the kitchen was spick and span. Even the basement was neat and clean, and if you think it's easy to keep a treehouse basement neat and clean, well, you've never tried to do it. Yes, the Bears' treehouse was a lesson in neatness and cleanliness, except for one place. Brother Bear and Sister Bear's room. It was a mess. A dust-catching, wall-to-wall, helter-skelter mess. Hope that doesn't look like your rooms. A half-done jigsaw puzzle gathered dust in the one corner of the room. A group of brothers' dinosaur models collected cobwebs in another. Sister stuffed animals were everywhere. As for the Cubs' big storage closet, well, just be careful how you open it. It wasn't that brother and sister were naturally messy. They tried to keep their room straight. They made their beds most of the time, and they swept and picked up once in a while. The trouble was that when cleanup time came, they spent more time arguing than cleaning. How am I supposed to sweep with your dinosaur toys all over the floor? Argued Sister. They're not toys, they're models. And don't move them. I'm working on a step up for the Pleistocene age. Brother protested. Pleistocene, shouted Sister. Not only was brother and sister's room a mess, but brother and sister were getting to be a mess too. Always arguing about cleanup chores instead of sharing the job and working as a team. Clearly they don't go to McNichols Plaza because at McNichols Plaza we are a team, right? What usually happened was that while the Cubs argued about those whose turn it was to do what, Mama took the broom and did the sweeping herself. And she often did the picking up too. That was the worst part, the picking up. And the putting away. Well, the mess just seemed to build up and build up until one day, maybe it was because Mama's back was a little stiff, or maybe it was stepping on Brother's airplane cement, or maybe she was just fed up with that messy room, but whatever it was, Mama Bear lost her temper. She stormed into the cub's room with a big box. What do you think she's going to do with that box? Dun, dun, dun. The first thing we have to do is get rid of all this junk, she said. Junk? Said brother and sister, watching in horror as Mama began to throw things into the box. My teddy isn't junk, screamed sister. My bird's nest collection isn't junk, yelled brother at the top of his lungs. The yelling got so loud that it reached Papa, who was in his workshop putting the finishing touches on a batch of chairs that had been ordered by one of his customers. He couldn't imagine what was wrong. He hurried up the stairs and looked into the messy, noisy room. It didn't take a deep thinker to figure out what was going on. Quiet! Papa got Mama's and the cub's attention and called a family meeting right then and there. Now, the mess has really built up in this room, he said. Let me use my Papa Bear voice. In fact, it's the worst case of messy buildup I've ever seen. And it isn't fair, he continued. It isn't fair to your mama and me because we have a lot of other things to take care of. And it isn't fair to you because you really can't have fun or relax in a room that's such a terrible mess. But Mama's putting all things into the box, even my teddy, said sister. And my things too, cried brother. Then Papa got an idea. A box, yes, he said. Better yet, a lot of different kinds of boxes. A big toy box for your large toys? I can make one for you in my shop. And some smaller boxes for your collections and models. And how about one of those boards with holes and pegs to hang things on, asked sister. A pegboard, said Papa. Great idea. All this room needs is a little organization. A little organization and a few rules, added Mama. Rules about more sweeping and less arguing and not leaving things to gather dust and cobwebs. Mama does not look happy. Papa set to work making a fine big toy box and a large pegboard, while the cubs and Mama sorted out toys, books, games, and puzzles, and put them into boxes that fit neatly into the closet. Every box was clearly labeled. See that? Teamwork makes the dream work, boys and girls. Some of the cubs' things did end up in Mama's big throwaway box. Not sister's teddy, of course, but some of brother's bird nests, the crumbling, falling apart ones. It was a very big job cleaning up all that messy buildup. But after a lot of straightening up and putting away, the job was finally finished. Wow, said brother. That was quite a job, but it was worth it. It looks like a whole new room, said sister, and the cubs were right. So organized. And Papa had been right, too. It was so much more enjoyable to live in a neat, clean, well-organized room and so much more relaxing. It wasn't as exciting to open the big storage closet now, but it was much more practical and a lot more fun. The end. That is the Berenstain Bears and the messy room. Boys and girls, we are home a lot now, right? We are definitely home more than I think we've ever been before because not only are your school hours spent at home, then your night hours are spent at home. So I hope that you're helping the grown-ups at home and keeping your space and your room organized. that's helpful for you and your learning environment, and you're a big help to whoever's at home helping you. What else? Let me think. I think that's it for the evening. Thank you for joining me for Snuggle Up Sundays. Make sure you clean your rooms. We don't want a messy room like this. Make sure you brush those teeth. Make sure you take your shower or your tub or whatever your normal routine is. And get ready for Monday morning, week 4 of our virtual learning. I miss you all very much, and I hope to see you soon. But I will be on tomorrow morning for morning announcements, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.